using human features to mask their sinister intentions. Some creatures are so terrifying, most wouldn't dare see their true form. And in today's video, we'll watch the strangest entities that are not from our planet. A packed stadium, a cheering crowd, and in the middle of it, a figure that shouldn't exist. In this 2014 clip, a drone captured what looked like a reptilian humanoid following a man through the audience. Cloaked in black, with skin that didn't quite look human, it moved with precision. What was even eerie was that no one reacted, not even the guy it walked behind. Some think it was using cloaking tech, invisible to the human eye but not to cameras. If that's true, who else is hiding in plain sight, watching from the crowd, and why? Layered faces. This one sparked chaos online. In a now viral clip, a woman casually pulls off what looks like her own face, revealing a completely different person underneath. And it doesn't stop there. Another video showed a barber discovering a skin-like mask on a client's head, peeling back to reveal someone else. No prosthetics, no makeup seams, just a clean, skin-to-skin transition. People flooded comment sections, convinced they were reptilians wearing layered disguises. If that's the case, how many of them are walking among us right now, perfectly hidden? Upside Walker. A late-night clip from a suburban neighborhood shows a figure that should not exist. Legs twisted backward, arms heavy, it carried a dark sack and shuffled silently toward a house. The man who captured it claimed that same night his bank account was drained and he started waking at 3 a.m. sharp, feeling watched. He moved out days later. The way it moved wasn't natural. And that bag? No one wants to know what was inside. That wasn't just some cryptid. That thing had intent. Skin reveal. A viral clip labeled "Rubber Man Trick" turned dark real quick. The man showed off flexible hands and weird movements, then removed a glove, revealing claws. Not prosthetics, real, sharp, curled claws. Then came the twist. He peeled away what looked like his own skin. Underneath was a scaly, reptilian face with slits for eyes. No makeup, no glitch. Just a creature in full view, as if testing the audience. Many now believe it was a deliberate reveal, a warning that these beings are no longer hiding. They're watching who notices. Forest horns. Two friends exploring forest ruins never expected what they'd catch on tape. Behind a crumbling wall, a creature moved. Goat-like face, wide red jaws, and sharp horns. Its body shimmered with greenish scales, not fur. As they crept closer, their camera glitched like the tech couldn't process what it was seeing. They ran, shaken. Locals later claimed it resembled a reptilian spirit known to haunt the area. Was it ancient, extraterrestrial, or both? Either way, the thing didn't want to be recorded, and it made sure of that. Vein Screamer. An anonymous video surfaced online, showing what looked like a reptilian creature, except it wasn't like anything from this planet. Its skin was pale and tight, almost translucent, with greenish veins pulsing underneath. The chest was covered in strange attachments that looked alive, like breathing tech fused into flesh. But the most disturbing part, no eyes, no nose, just a giant mouth filled with sharp, jagged teeth. And then it screamed. The sound was unnatural, vibrating through the footage like a warning. That wasn't costume work. That was something alive. Shadow Dash. It was just another day on the construction site until things got weird. One of the workers was checking the security camera footage and spotted something odd. A white blur zipping across the screen way too fast to be a person. When he slowed it down, it looked like a tall, skinny figure. But kinda. not all there. It didn't cast a regular shadow, and its movements were totally off kilter with gravity. It zipped behind some equipment, paused for just a second, and then sort of melted away into the darkness. The rest of the footage was just normal stuff. No one else noticed anything, but that one moment felt like something was sneaking around, seeing how close it could get before anyone caught on. Hooded Watcher. While wandering through the woods, a guy noticed some movement behind a tree, slow and deliberate, almost like it wanted to be seen. What he caught on camera was seriously creepy. A tall, shadowy figure that looked like it was wearing a hood, with its face hidden, except for these two glowing, empty eyes staring out. It didn't move at all. It just stared. The whole vibe was off. No animal stares like that. People online quickly connected it to old forest witch legends, beings that disguise themselves as humans and mess around with ancient curses. Was this one of them? The guy didn't stick around to find out. Smart choice. Face impostor. This clip completely blew up on the internet. It showed a humanoid figure that looked like it had a normal human face at first glance. But if you looked a bit closer, things felt a bit off. The proportions were weird. The skin had this strange, shiny look, and the movements just didn't sit right. Some people thought it was just a tattooed human trying to do something wild, but others couldn't help but focus on the eyes. They were way too sharp and still. Theories went wild, ranging from alien shapeshifter to djinn to demon in disguise. There was no official explanation or follow-up, and the account that posted it totally vanished. Woods encounter. Out in the US woods, a guy made the risky choice to venture out alone at night. His shaky footage showed something that looked like it came straight out of a nightmare. There's this huge creature standing up, with a muscular body like a human, but its head was totally beastly. It's got a goblin-like face, sharp features, dark fur, and those big, pointy ears. And the moment his flashlight hit its face, it just turned and locked eyes with him. Then the video cuts off, and now one knows what happened next. Some folks think it was a dogman, part of the growing sightings in the US, but who really knows? There's no backstory or follow-up, just that chilling clip, and a ton of questions. False cries. It started with the sound of a baby crying in the middle of the night. A man and another family member, camera in hand, went to check it out. But when they opened the door, something lunged at them. It wasn't human. It wasn't even pretending. The only thing that saved them was the locked safety door. Slowing the footage revealed a creature. Thin frame, distorted limbs, alien-like posture. Some say it mimicked the sound to lure them out. If that's true, it knew exactly what it was doing. It was not random, but a trap. Terminal faces. Airports are full of strangers, but some strangers aren't even human. In this eerie CCTV footage, two men casually walk out of a terminal, talking like it's just another day. But the camera caught what the eye didn't. Their faces, zoomed in. They didn't resemble any known human anatomy. Cold, scaly features and sharp outlines. These were reptilian, clear as day. After this clip leaked, many are convinced they weren't just passing through. They were entering quietly, and no ID check could catch what blend that well. River caller. Ghost hunters love chasing shadows, but this one got more than he bargained for. On a remote Cambodian riverbank, a man lit a candle near an old tree known for tragic drownings. Moments later, a figure appeared, sitting still, staring across the water. It wasn't transparent. It wasn't floating, but it was there. A humanoid shape crouched on the edge, silent. When the hunter moved closer, the figure slid into the water and vanished. Locals say it answered the call, while some said it might be some kind of cryptid. What are your thoughts about this? Share them down below. Window ritual. They thought it was just a viral challenge, a mirror ritual done for laughs. But what appeared in the glass wasn't part of the plan. Two boys, mid-ritual, froze as a massive face pushed into view behind the window. Eyes wide, furious, and not even close to humans. One of them screamed, the recording cut, and that was it. No updates from them, nor a second video. Only this haunted clip survived, now shared endlessly by people claiming they summoned something ancient and angry. Netizens say that wasn't a spirit, it was a devil that appeared. Tree Watcher. Late at night, something kept circling the backyard in total silence. A man, hearing it for days, finally decided to record. With his camera rolling, he scanned the yard. Nothing. Until he looked up. On the treetop, a face. Huge, still, and absolutely not human. No fur. But the structure was massive. Some said it was a form of Bigfoot. Others think it was something worse. Something watching, not running. The man didn't go closer and backed away. Smart move for sure, because whatever it wasn't meant to be disturbed. Doorbell Visitor. In March 2025, a family in Puerto Rico got one of those doorbell notifications that no one wants. The clip was only a few seconds long, but super creepy. A weird creature popped up on the camera with these huge, bulging eyes. Its skin looked rough, and its face was a strange mix of human and animal, but not really like either. It was staring into the house like it was looking for something or someone. Then it backed off and disappeared. People who study UFOs think it was probably a lost extraterrestrial just checking things out or scouting the area. Form shifter. This one's not just weird, it's disturbing. In 2024, a security camera caught something crawling low to the ground outside a quiet house. At first glance, it looked like an animal, until a person walked nearby. That's when it stood up and shifted into a human. The transformation wasn't subtle, it was fast, almost rehearsed. Since the footage surfaced, people have been convinced it was a reptilian caught mid-switch, maybe too tired to hold its disguise. The timing was too perfect to be staged. 1 second it was crawling, next it's blending in like nothing happened. That's not costume behavior. That was calculated. Minister shift. Chile's former minister Carla Rubilar was in the middle of an interview when things got a bit weird. She tensed up, started speaking slower, and then, just for a brief moment, her pupils looked like slits. Not a shadow or some weird camera effect, actual slits. The clip went viral and kicked off a huge debate around the world. While some people brushed it off as a camera glitch, others who are into reptilian theories said it proved their point. If beings like that are really influencing world leaders, then who knows how many decisions have already been made by something not human. Shadow Guard. During a public appearance with President Obama, a bodyguard stood just off stage, silent, motionless, and almost robotic. But his eerie stillness wasn't what caught attention. It was his face. It was sharp, expressionless, and cold, as if the skin was stretched too tightly over something else. When slowed down, his features seemed to shift slightly with each frame. No other guard moved like him. Conspiracy theorists believe he wasn't human at all, but a reptilian sent to monitor or control. If true, it means these beings don't just watch, they stand right beside power. Power stare. During a Trump appearance, someone paused a video at just the right moment and caught something wild. While the crowd looked normal, one boy stared directly into the camera with pitch black eyes, not shadowed and black, and a woman beside him had the same look, blank and inhuman. Experts ran the footage through filters and found no signs of tampering. These weren't glitches. Viewers now believe these weren't ordinary people at all, but reptilians embedded in positions of influence, watching, waiting, and acting like they belong. Moving mannequin. Somewhere in Spain, what was supposed to be a quiet evening turned into a chilling mystery. A man parked in his car casually glanced at a storefront and froze. One of the mannequins was moving. Not a twitch, but a deliberate movement. He grabbed his phone and started recording. The footage showed the mannequin slowly turning its head, almost cautiously, like it didn't want to get caught. But it was caught. Viewers online were quick to rule out wind, camera tricks, or animatronics. There was no store activity or anything else, just an empty street and a plastic figure that clearly wasn't acting like plastic. Porch intruder. In February 2024, an Ohio resident woke up to chaos. His house was trashed. When he checked the footage, what he found made things way worse. A pale, human-like creature crawled across his porch with unnatural speed, slipping inside like it knew exactly where it was going. Other camera angles showed it moving fast through the house, targeting a specific area. This wasn't random, and reptilian theory followers were quick to claim it was one of them exposed, maybe injured, and trying to regroup. Whatever it was, it didn't break in. It returned, like it had been there before. Beast in leather. After a recent cyber attack on government servers, a leaked video started making the rounds that really freaked people out. It shows a guy, if you can even call him that, wearing a leather jacket and just standing there under bright lights. But the face? Totally not human. It had jagged teeth, messed up features, and eyes that never blinked. It looked like a creepy mix of a zombie and something way more high-tech. Some folks think it's from secret lab experiments gone wrong, while others are convinced it's a reptilian creature that got caught. This footage definitely wasn't meant to be seen, and now it's something you can't unsee. Creeping pale one. It was a quiet street with a regular CCTV camera, but late that night, it caught something really strange. A pale, humanoid creature was creeping across the road, moving like a predator on the prowl. Its limbs were long and awkward, and the way it stood was pretty unsettling, as if it was constantly adjusting itself. People online started calling it a skinwalker, pointing out how twitchy and alert it looked. The way it moved made it seem like it didn't really fit in our world, but had picked up just enough to get by. That definitely wasn't a person. It was something pretending to be one. Field stalker. A woman felt something was off the moment her cattle started bolting across the field in a panic. She hopped in her truck and drove toward the commotion, and that's when she spotted it. Right in the middle of the field was this creepy, twitchy figure that looked human, but was super pale. It wasn't running or hiding, just standing there, watching. When she drove around to get a better look, it vanished, then popped up again a few moments later, crouched in the tall grass, staring straight at her. This thing didn't even need to chase the animals. It just freaked them out by being there. Bin jumper. No one really pays attention to sidewalk creatures until they move wrong. This footage from just last year caught something so strange, it shut people up mid-scroll. A man waiting in his car noticed a fox trotting by, clearly in chase mode. But what it was chasing wasn't another animal, it was something else. As soon as it hits the trash bin, it dives in like it knew it was being hunted. The fox was confused, and seconds later, that thing climbed out and sprinted off the other way. No one knows what that was. Maybe a creature not from this planet. Backyard Guapa. Late-night footage from the Dominican Republic captured something creepy drifting through a yard. It looked like a woman in a flowing white gown, but she had no face. Even stranger, her feet were turned backward. Plus, when she turned corners, she would disappear for a few seconds. Locals quickly recognized what it was. La Guapa. This mythical figure is known for leading men into the forest, never to be seen again. The way she moved, the eerie silence, and the change in the air, it all felt way too real. Not really sure what she was looking for, but one thing's for sure, she definitely wasn't lost. Forest trap. Deep in the woods, a group thought they had spotted just an animal, but when it turned around, it was anything but ordinary. Towering over them with twisted horns and tight yellow skin, the creature stood its ground. Then, out of nowhere, the footage started glitching. The sound messed up, and the image warped, almost like the creature was rejecting being filmed. A lot of folks think reptilians can mess with energy fields to stay hidden, and this one definitely didn't want to be found. Or maybe it did want to be seen. And this was all just a setup. Mirror blackout. Something's off when a mirror reflects more than reality. In this Russian clip, a little girl records casually until her mother suddenly screams from another room. When she entered, her mom was frozen. She was crying, staring into the mirror. But here's the disturbing part. Her reflection showed black, lifeless eyes. The girl insisted that her mother looked normal, but the reflection didn't lie. The mother kept sobbing, like something inside that mirror had already replaced her. A little while later, you could see this person was standing behind the mom, and then the video cuts off. People watching it started saying it might be tied to some satanic stuff, and that the mom sold her soul with that thing there to collect it. It's time for today's open discussion. In 2020, a late-night CCTV clip hit the internet and immediately stirred up a storm. At exactly 3:18 a.m., a street-side camera captured a strange figure walking down an empty road. It had the build of a human with broad shoulders, long limbs, but there was something deeply off. Behind it was a thick, lizard-like tail. The way it moved looked drained, almost like it had given up hiding. Some viewers claimed it was a reptilian that had slipped out of its disguise, either by accident or exhaustion. Others said it looked lost, maybe even trying to get home. What's your take on this? Share them down below.